If you have ever played a video game in your life, you must have come across at least one NPC. They are the non-player characters who you sometimes interact with to drive a story forward or to use in backgrounds while you play your game. Far too often in these games, these NPCs just start blending together, and one can become no different than another as you move past them. So why am I bringing this up? It's because we can also sometimes treat real people the same way without even noticing it. We could treat cashiers, servers, customer representatives, and even people we care about, like NPCs from some video game, a two-dimensional extra put there just to serve our needs. We can easily get caught up in our own lives at times, and other people might just go to the wayside, and our relationships could potentially suffer for it. There might be times in your life that you might only interact with other people only when you need something from them or they need something from you, and then leave them and go back to their default programming. From their perspective, you might appear distant or uncaring, when in reality you're just disconnected or would have someone else's attention in a group. This could be dehumanizing and keeps us from connecting, both with each other and with ourselves. Luke 10:29-37 reads, "But he, willing to justify himself, said unto Jesus, And who is thy neighbor? And Jesus answered said, A certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho, and fell among thieves, which stripped him of his raiment, and wounded him, and departed, leaving him half dead. And by chance there came down a certain priest that way, and when he saw them, he passed by on the other side. And likewise a Levite, when he was at the place, came and looked at him, and passed by on the other side. But a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was, and when he saw him, had compassion on him, and went to him, and bound up his wounds, poured oil and wine, and set him on his own beast, and brought him to an inn, and took care of him. And on the morrow, when he departed, he took out 2 pence, and gave them to the host, and said unto him, Take care of him, and whatsoever thou spendest more, when I come again, I will repay thee. Which now of these 3 thinkest thou was neighbor unto him that fell upon the thieves? And he said, He that showed mercy on him. Then Jesus said unto him, Go, and do thou likewise. We have all most likely heard this parable before. Someone questions Jesus when he says to love thy neighbor, and they ask, Who is thy neighbor? We read that someone who was robbed, and they were left by the roadside. Someone who was religious, and those who would have a good reputation, left a man, didn't give him the time of day. Then the Samaritan came along, someone who was typically considered an enemy to the people, and he showed the man compassion, as well as went out of his way at his own expense to help. Jesus makes it clear that what God was looking for in us is to have compassion, not our religious behavior or ability to look perfect. Now returning back to what I was saying before, when we mentally reduce people to NP status, we unintentionally strip away their humanity away. We don't see them as complex individuals with real lives, hopes, dreams, and struggles. Instead, we see them as quest givers, vendors, allies, or even obstacles. Their only purpose is to help our cause and get out of the way. We don't waste time wondering where they go when we're done with them, what struggle they're dealing with, or who's waiting at home. This mindset was spread from games into dangerous places. We might feel disconnected from others due to the differences in interests, values, or emotional experiences. These can lead to perceiving people with a lack of depth or individuality. That person on the side might have a need that you could potentially help with, but you don't even see them. How many, including myself, can be found guilty having this conversation or looking at a screen such as a phone or a game system? Or who has had one where the person did it to you? It doesn't feel good because you might not even feel valued. We have all heard the golden rule: do unto others as they would do unto us. But who can tell us where it's found in the Bible? In Luke 6:31. This summarizes the essence of loving others and treating them with respect you would desire so for yourself. We often forget that every person, whether we like them or not, whether we come across them in our own lives many times or only once, has their own experiences, different than our own. Everyone is made in the image of God and is precious to Him. Jesus wants us to love one another just as He had loved us. Do we treat everybody as equals, or does sometimes their background affect how we perceive them before we even get to know them? The Bible offers clear guidance on how to interact with others, emphasizing the importance of treating everybody as individuals, with dignity and respect. The concept of treating others like background characters goes against several core biblical principles. Jesus demonstrated immense compassion for people from all walks of life, including the marginalized and the suffering. As followers of Christ, people are called to embody this same compassion, showing kindness, mercy, and acting on behalf of others that may be hurting. I want to end with one more passage that I will read aloud while you follow along. Romans 12:9-18. Let love be without dissimulation. Abhor that which is evil. Cleave to that which is good. Be kindly affectionate one to another with brotherly love, in honor, preferring one another. Not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord, rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, continuing instant in prayer, distributing to be necessary of saints, given to hospitality. Bless them which persecute you. Bless and curse not. Rejoice with them that do rejoice, and weep with them that weep. Be of the same mind toward one another. Mind not high things, but condescend to men of low estate. Be not wise in your own conceits. Recompense to no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men. If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. Romans 12, a chapter in Paul's letter to the Romans, focuses on practical Christian living and the transformation of believers. How we are all to believe should have unity and love towards one another. Thank you.